Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I'm Tanvi Taneja with the Midday News. The headlines. GST Council decides to reduce rate on electric vehicles from 12% to 5%. In Jammu and Kashmir, topmost Jaish commander killed in an encounter with security forces. Heavy torrential rain plays havoc in Mumbai and entire Konkan region. NDRF team rescues over 500 stranded people from Mahalaxmi Express in Maharashtra's Thane district. And in boxing, India's Nikhat Zareen and Deepak Bhoria win silver at the Thailand Open International Championship. The GST Council has decided to reduce GST rate on electric vehicles from 12% to 5%. In its 36th meeting today in New Delhi, the Council also decided to reduce the rate on electric vehicle charges from 18% to 5%. The new rates will come into effect from 1st of next month. The Council also approved exemption from GST on hiring of electric buses by local authorities. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman held the meeting through video conferencing. This is the first GST Council meeting after the presentation of Union Budget in Parliament on the 5th of this month. In its last meeting, the GST Council had approved the use of Aadhaar by businesses to register under GST and the imposition of a penalty of up to 10% on entities not passing on the benefits of GST rate cuts to consumers. In Jammu and Kashmir, topmost Jaish commander of South Kashmir, namely Munna Lahori from Pakistan, was killed in an encounter with security forces in Shopian district. Lahori was known as IED making expert and was pushing recruitment in the southern belt. Another terrorist identified as Zinatul Islam of Turkvangan area of Shopian district was also killed in the encounter. Speaking exclusively to All India Radio News, Director General of Police Dilbag Singh said,
"We had launched an operation on a specific input last evening, which is culminated today morning, in which two militants have been killed. One of them is a top Jaish commander. He belongs to Pakistan and he's called Munna Lahori. He was active in this area for quite some time and he was responsible for Banihal car blast. He was also responsible for large number of civilian killing. Along with him, his associate called Jinat is also killed. He was responsible for motivating large number of local Jews into joining militants."
Still with Jammu and Kashmir, an army soldier was killed in Machil sector of frontier Kupawada district after Pakistani forces resorted to unprovoked fighting in this sector in yet another ceasefire violation. Defence sources said that Pakistani forces attacked the army's posts in Machil sector this morning, leading to injuries to a soldier. They said the soldier later succumbed to his injuries in the hospital. Sources said the Indian Army responded in a befitting manner. India, along with other BRICS nations, called on all states to prevent the financing of terrorist networks and terrorist actions from their territories. The five nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, condemned terrorism in all its forms and manifestations during the meeting of the BRICS foreign ministers at Rio de Janeiro in Brazil yesterday. The BRICS nations called for concerted efforts to fight terrorism under UN auspices on a firm international legal basis. India was represented by Minister of State for Road Transport and Highways, V.K. Singh.
Terrorism is one issue which concerns everybody in the world. So we emphasize that. We also emphasize that restructuring of the United Nations as such, and to bring it in sync with the realities of the world today. So we said that the BRICS needs to take this issue more positively.
The five nations recognize the primary role of states and their competent bodies in preventing and countering terrorism. The ministers of these countries expressed their conviction that a comprehensive approach is necessary to ensure effective results against terrorism. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend a function to commemorate the 20th anniversary of Kargil Vijay Divas in New Delhi today. Celebrations were marked across the country yesterday as a grateful nation remembered the victory of Indian Armed Forces in Operation Vijay in 1999 when they evicted the infiltrators backed by Pakistani army from high outposts in Kargil sector. In an emotion-filled atmosphere at the Kargil War Memorial in Dras, the three chiefs of armed forces, Army Chief General Bipin Rawat, Navy Chief Admiral Karambir Singh, and Air Chief Marshal Birender Singh Dhanoa paid tributes to the martyrs in Operation Vijay by laying floral wreaths. As a build-up to the 20th anniversary, celebrations at the national capital had begun on July 14th with the illumination of a victory flame from the National War Memorial. Central Reserve Police Force CRPF is celebrating its 81st Raising Day today. Home Minister Amit Shah has extended his warm wishes to the CRPF personnel and their families on the occasion. In a tweet, Mr. Shah said that the commitment and dedication of the CRPF while protecting the nation at different terrains is exceptional. He said the country is extremely proud of their valor and courage. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Heavy rain continues to lash Mumbai for the fourth consecutive day today. Torrential rains resulted in flooding several areas and affecting air and rail traffic in the city. 17 flights were diverted from the Mumbai airport yesterday due to incessant downpour. Mumbai police requested commuters to avoid waterlogged areas and also to maintain distance from the sea. Meanwhile, according to IMD, intermittent rain with heavy to very heavy downpour is expected in Mumbai and its suburban areas in the next 48 hours. Our correspondent reports that over 500 stranded passengers of the Mahalaxmi Express near Kalyan in Thane district have been rescued so far.
Torrential rains since past 4 days started playing havoc with many areas in Mumbai, Thane, Palghar, coastal Konkan are almost submerged with water and disrupting normal life. Roadside and railway traffic continue to remain affected. As many as 11 air flights were cancelled today due to low visibility. Several long and short distance trains are also cancelled or diverted on Central Railway. Due to heavy rain and flood-like situation near Kalyan since last night, Mumbai-Kolhapur Mahalaxmi Express is held up between Bamni and Badlapur, 100 kilometers away from Mumbai. Around 1,000 passengers were stranded in this train. According to Central Railway spokesperson A.K. Jain, as many as 550 passengers were safely rescued with the help of team of NDRF and 8 flood rescue teams from Navy. Nivedita Golkar, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Uttarakhand, normal life has been affected due to rain in different parts of the state for the last 24 hours. Many link roads of the state are interrupted due to landslide in various areas of Garhwal and Kumaon region. Major rivers and rivulets are swollen following heavy rain in their catchment areas. Meanwhile, the weather department has forecast moderate rainfall in the next 24 hours in different parts of the state. It says there is a possibility of heavy rain in many parts of the state till 31st of July in Garhwal and Kumaon region. In Assam, flood situation is improving in the state as water level of most of the rivers has receded. However, relief measures are on in most of the areas. Over 70 persons lost their lives due to floods in the state. Barpeta, Dhubri, Nolbari and Bongaigaon are among the worst hit districts. The district administration is distributing essential food items among the affected people. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in his monthly Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio tomorrow at 11 a.m. It will be the second Mann Ki Baat program after Mr. Modi assumed office for the second term. The program will be broadcast on the entire network of All India Radio and Doordarshan and AIR website www.allindiaradio.gov.in. It will also be streamed live on the YouTube channels of the PMO, INB Ministry, All India Radio and DD News. AIR will broadcast the program in regional languages immediately after the Hindi broadcast. The regional language versions will be repeated at 8 p.m. The government is planning to set up community radio centres at coastal places of the country. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Amit Khare disclosed this in Kolkata today after he met the regional heads of all media units under his ministry and took stock of their functioning. Mr. Khare said that community radio centres are helpful to mitigate disaster management efforts.
Community radio, we are planning to have one in every aspirational district. In addition, the educational institutions are being requested that they can have a community radio which will be funded 50% by Government of India, 50% by their own resource. And it is a very good system where the local community, they can broadcast. The students, if it is in an educational institution, the students can have their own broadcast. If it is in a Krishi Vigyan, we have sanctioned a large number to Krishi Vigyan. They can broadcast about the local conditions.
He also directed more focus on use of social media besides working in a team spirit by all media units so that the government's campaigns and developmental work reaches the grassroots level. Minister of State, Independent Charge for Housing and Urban Affairs, Hardeep Singh Puri has said that for the first time there is a government which is looking at urban rejuvenation. In an exclusive interview to All India Radio News, he said the first term of the NDA government was spent in implementing schemes. He said the second term will be spent in continued focus on the schemes and their completion. Talking about the Swachh Bharat mission, he said wet waste is segregated for compost. The ministry is also looking at techniques for the conversion of dry waste into energy.
Swachh Bharat is successful because you've been able to succeed in bringing in about behavioral change. That's successful. The number of toilets you have to build, we have almost completed that. But the real issue is the second component is 100% solid waste management. Our figure today is I think about 56% or something. I think we will not get 100% by 2nd October, but we will be close to that.
The minister said that the original demand for housing was set at 1 crore, which has now been revised. The minister added that the targets are set, achieved and revised. Tune in to the Indraprasth channel of All India Radio at 7:35 tonight to listen to this interview in Hindi. The interview in English can be heard on the FM Gold and Rajdhani channels at 9:15 p.m. tonight. On to sports news. In boxing, former junior world champion Nikhat Zareen in 51 kg and Asian silver winner Deepak Singh in the 49 kg category won silver medals in the Thailand Open International Tournament in Bangkok today. Deepak Singh lost to Mirzakhmadov Nodijon of Uzbekistan and Nikhat bowed out to Chang Yuan of China. 3 other Indians, Ashish Kumar in 75 kg, Commonwealth Games bronze medalist Mohammad Husmuddin in 56 kg and Brijesh Yadav in 81 kg will also play for gold medal today. Former Asian youth silver medalist Ashish, 69 kg, lost his semi-final bout to sign off with a bronze medal yesterday. He lost to Thailand's Wuttichai Masuk in a split decision after an exhausting clash. Among the women pugilists, Manju Rani, 48 kg, and Bhagyabati Kachari, 81 kg, ended with third place finishes. And India's challenge at the Japan Open ended as Sai Praneeth bowed down to top seed and local favourite Kento Momota in the semi-finals in Tokyo today. Praneeth lost to Japanese 18-21, 12-21. Momota had also beaten Sai at the Singapore Open earlier this year. India's challenge in the women's singles ended yesterday when PV Sindhu lost to Akane Yamaguchi in the quarterfinals. And now, before we end the bulletin, here are the headlines once again. GST Council decides to reduce rate on electric vehicles from 12% to 5%. In Jammu and Kashmir, topmost Jaish commander killed in an encounter with security forces. Heavy torrential rain plays havoc in Mumbai and entire Konkan region. NDRF team rescues over 500 stranded people from Mahalaxmi Express in Maharashtra's Thane district. And in boxing, India's Nikhat Zareen and Deepak Bhoria win silver at Thailand Open International Championship. And for details of these stories and more, you can log on to our website www.newsonair.com. And with that, we end the midday news.